Oh hey, didn't see you there. As you can see, thousands are dead. All order is utterly destroyed, and the scars of what happened bound to last a lifetime on those unfortunate enough to survive. But hey, that's just what happens when XX Michael Whitman gets a single kill and assist. Explosives. You love explosives. I love explosives. One of the purest definitions of bigger is better. Well, maybe not in a nuclear war, but that's beside the point. I was thinking to myself and thought, man, wouldn't it be silly if I made an entire video dedicated to huge explosives? Not like I've already made that in the past, I'm trying to copy its success. No, never. Never. Well, I don't really have a plan for this video, other than I want to obliterate as many noobs as possible. In the most cruel ways imaginable, because I like being evil like that. P8 in Lancaster. Why not? Why not start with the largest explosives in game? Well, there is a nuke, but I'm not skilled enough to consistently get that. Something I always find really cruel, but ultimately hilarious, is putting a 10-second fuse on the bomb, dropping it on the tank, and seeing how said tank accepts their fate. Because you really just... you really just can't run away. The blast radius is that big. Do they try to run away? Accept death? Or, well, I don't know. Let's see. As a historical footnote, as you watch these poor tanks get turned to powder, in one instance of a Fab 5000 being dropped, it ripped apart 100 meters of railway and shook the bomber despite it being 5,800 meters in the air. SturmTiger. Gee, I can't imagine what would happen to an enemy tank when slapped in the forehead with a 380mm rocket. But in all seriousness, the SturmTiger is really stupid. It does make you wonder what the enemy tank you shot at is now thinking as they see a rocket the size of a large dustbin hurtling towards them. Its armor is also quite stupid, especially for 5.7. 150mm of steel is no joke, especially when it's angled as high as it is. Really, the only thing that is a conventional AP round and can go through is the IS-7 and 279's 130mm gun, although you're not going to be facing those. However, like the Death Star's exhaust, it does have a weak spot, as the enemy can just shoot the rocket out of your barrel. RPG-5. It's my channel mascot. What else is there to say? Well, actually quite a lot. Now, the damage on the rockets is a bit strange against closed tops and acts like a giant HE shell rather than a bomb. So sometimes you can hit right next to a tank and do nothing, and other times it will land a city block away and still somehow kill them. Well, against any tanks that are open top, which you see a lot of at this battle rating, it's not really a fair fight. Especially if it's an urban map, there really isn't much that they can do other than just die, I suppose. It's like one of those TikToks where the caption says, what would you do in the situation, and it's just this. But seriously, the RPG-5 is insanely fun. The rockets at first glance may seem pretty useless, because if you want to direct fire them at an enemy tank, they have a minimum range of 270 meters. Except, there is almost no situation where you want to use your rockets like this. What you want to do is use buildings and terrain to your advantage. Basically, spot a tank and then see if there's any terrain nearby them that you can use against them. And then you want to fire your rocket at that terrain you spotted. Usually the more directly above the area of impact is to the enemy tank, the more likely you'll actually get the kill. I'm not even kidding when I say I genuinely get more noob obliterations with the rockets than with the gun. Also, you can back yourself up against terrain so your rockets level out, which also works, but often you won't have time to actually do this. I'm telling you, get the RPG-5 right now. It's worth the money. I swear this isn't propaganda. Churchill AVRE. Now this tank's gun is strange, sure. It is a very large explosive mass, but its velocity is absolutely pathetic. So much so that I'm pretty sure the Type 93 could outrun this projectile. It genuinely destroyed my brain trying to figure out how on earth to even use this gun, because in no other tank do I literally need to range find a target that is 50 meters away from me, and then completely miss a target that was only 40 meters away. But its armor is absolutely stupid for its BR, so usually you can just tank whatever is thrown at you, roll up to your target, and basically just punch them in the face. Provided that is you can get to them in time, because like most British tanks at this BR, it is about as fast as a geriatric old man with arthritis so severe that they have about as much locomotion as the walking man sculpture. Oh my, that is one big gun. To put it into perspective, its gun has enough power to launch a Toyota Corolla at half the speed of sound. Or, for my American viewers, it can launch an AR-15 at 31.6 football fields per second. Quite a lot of power. And in the case of War Thunder, its gun has enough power to maybe, if you're lucky, slightly damage an IS-4M. Since that was what the FE4005 was built to do. counter-Soviet heavy tanks. Unless I'm mistaken, which I probably am. Granted, its armor, at least on the turret, might as well be paper, and the reload leaves you with enough time to make yourself tea between reloads. But hey, at least it does a lot of damage. Wait, what? I'll never understand this game. Don't you understand that a shell with this much kinetic energy will have a bit more of an impact on whatever it hits? Am I going insane for the second video in a row? Well, if the FU4005 can't reliably kill anything, at least I know the RPT5 always will. See you in the next one, nerds.